So, welcome back to the Boxed In podcast. I'm delighted to be joined here by George G-Force Davey. George, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
Very good, thanks. So, first of all, how did you get into boxing?
I got into boxing when I was around 14 years old, and it was mainly my dad. He boxed all his life and just kind of just took me to the gym, and I just really enjoyed it. I enjoyed punching the bag. I enjoyed the social atmosphere because a few of my friends went, and just yeah, the atmosphere was great, and it was quite a fun thing to do when I was 14. And yeah, obviously from there, just really started to grow a love for it.
So, we'll sort of talk about your last fight and then obviously your upcoming fight against George Liddard. So, in your last fight, you fought Conor Moore. Were you happy with that performance?
Yeah, yeah, he's a tough one, is Connor, and I think he's I've seen him drop. He's been dropped with a body shot before, so I thought he might have maybe a bit of a weakness around the body. So we're going to work the body, but obviously I caught him with that shot in the second round, and he dropped, and then well, yeah, from there they threw in the towel. But no, from the opening bell, I was catching him. I did think this might not go the full distance, so I was catching him a lot. Yeah, very consistently. And yeah, it wouldn't have been a good thing if the ref would have let that carry on, or yeah, if his con didn't throw the towel in. So no, we were happy with it. It was good. It was good to shake the cobwebs off after 10 months of being inactive.
So I think it's fair to say that you're still quite sort of early off in your boxing career. But what has been your, like, I guess, suppose favorite moment so far?
There's a few. Making my pro debut on the Josh Warrington undercard on the in Leeds. That was a very daunting moment, but it's a memorable one. Another good moment, beating Jeff Thomas on Josh Taylor's undercard. Well, he was a bit of a step up, and the opponent was Jeff, and we boxed, we boxed, boxed the planet. Everything came off really nicely, and yeah, no, we were really happy with that one. That was a good one, and that was in lockdown as well. That was the first. That was my first show on in lockdown, and then another memorable moment would be fighting probably Josh Frankham. The build up to that was pretty heated, so I think it got everyone a bit excited for the fight.
Yes, obviously speaking about the Josh Frankham fight, your next fight is against 8-0 prospect George Liddard. Obviously, the last time you fought an 8-0 prospect was Joshua Frankham. What did you kind of learn from that fight and what lessons did you take away?
So, just not to let the not that it ever got to me, the pressure or anything, but just maybe try and relax a bit more because obviously there's a lot of pressure. Josh was obviously at the press conference at the weigh, and he was giving it the big one. So just not let any of that stuff sort of get to you, and just kind of go with it. And obviously in the gym, improving every day, but it's doing what you've been doing in the gym, but doing it in the ring, and everything that we've been practicing is coming off nicely in the ring. So just yeah, the more you keep fighting, the more it'll all come off nicely.
So speaking about that gym preparation there, how's preparation going for the upcoming fight?
Good, very good. We're kind of fresh off of that last fight against Conor
Yeah.
Medwell, so yeah, we're ready to go. Sparring's good. Can't ask for anything more. Training's good, sparring's good. So yeah, confidence is good right now. So yeah, I'm eager to get in there.
How highly do you rate George Liddard?
He's a good boxer. He puts his shots well together, but I'm very confident in my ability.
So obviously you say you're confident in your ability there. What kind of performance can we expect to see from yourself on September the 28th?
But you're just gonna have to tune in, aren't you? Um, just classy, you know, elusive and very precise and accurate with my punches.
So, how far do you believe that you can go in boxing?
All the way. It's just obviously keeping your head on, staying in the gym, having a good team around you, and if all that stays together, all the way.
All the way. So we have some big fights coming up in boxing. I was just wondering if I could sort of get your predictions on a few of them. So first of all, we've got obviously this Saturday, big fight between Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois. How do you see that one
Great,
play?
great show and a great undercard. To be fair, I'm really excited for the undercard because one of my like sparring partners is fighting on it, Ishmael.
Yeah,
So I'm quite excited for it. But yeah, with the AJ and the Dubois one, it's a good fight, very good fight. See, Joshua's got a bit more experience under his belt, hasn't he? He's got that, and then I don't know. Dubois, he's been boxing really well lately. Since the Joe Joyce defeat, he's just personally, I think he's become just a different animal.
yeah,
And he held himself well against the Usyk fight. I know he lost against Usyk, but you know he dropped him. Whether it was a low blow or not, he dropped him. You know he was in the fight, so
yeah.
it's a tricky one. If I'm gonna have to say someone, AJ.
So yeah, you talk about Ishmael Davis there. Obviously, he's a like last minute replacement for Josh Kelly. Do you think Ishmael gets that, takes the win?
I really hope he does. Yeah, said we spar a lot. We have some really good spars, and I know what he's capable of. And if he shows up, which I'm sure he will, he'll do Josh. Yeah,
So then later on in this year, we have Beterbiev against Bivol. That's for the undisputed light heavyweight titles. Who do you think wins that one?
that's another great fight. I was gutted it never happened last time actually. Obviously with Beterbiev having that injury, but I think Beterbiev,
Yeah.
he's a very good boxer. I think no one sees that part of him because he's always knocking people out, but he's a very skillful boxer. Obviously punches very hard. So I think, yeah, I think he'll beat Bivol.
And then finally, we have Tyson Fury taking on Alexander Usyk. Or really, it should be Usyk versus Fury after their first fight. How do you see the rematch going?
Potentially Fury.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I would not be surprised if Usyk wins because he's a class act, isn't he?
Yeah.
I love that guy. He's unreal. But I don't know. I thought if Fury can get his range and his rhythm going like he did against Usyk, because he was winning quite a few rounds, Usyk couldn't really get near him. And if he can just keep that, be consistent with that, and not go to sleep throughout the rounds, he'll win.
Well, George, thanks for those predictions. And
You
thanks so much.
you heard it here first.
Here first from George Davies. Yeah, thanks so much for your time. Yeah, very much appreciate today's interview.
No problem. Thank you for having me.